Hello, everybody. It's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today we do have a special treat here, I hope. This comes from me from Henrik over in Sweden. He sent me 6 beers from over in his area over in Sweden, and a lot of the writing on the bottle I cannot even read, guys, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher up a lot of the words on the 6 beers that he has sent me from there. So Henrik, thanks again, my friend, my brother. I know it was very costly for you to purchase these beers and then pay to ship them from Sweden over here to Virginia. That is a very expensive. The shipping probably costs more than the beers. I would not be surprised. Very easily $100 beer package to me, guys, because I know I have shipped beers over to that part of the world before, and the shipping usually is between $40 and $50 just to ship something, a package like this over there. So, I'm very appreciative to Henrik for this, and he sent me a 3-page note here. Even though his spelling and his English is fairly well, a lot of the writing is very hard for me to read that he's written here. And I read this on the beer mail package. Hope all is well in heaven. I don't know why he calls this. Maybe he thinks the United States is heaven. It is far from that, my friend. And that your knee is all right again. Well, I have good days and bad days on my knees today. It's been hurting quite a bit. So he says, I've sent you 6 bottles of beer from 6 different breweries. Since one is a collab, that makes it 6. OppiGards is from Dalarna, and currently the biggest microbrewery in Sweden. I've never had a bad beer from them. The name is pronounced OppiGards, so I've already messed that up already. OppiGards. Above the picture of the house, Got Öl from Dalarna. Tasty beer from Dalarna, and Borden Pie. Pie in tradition, beginning of a tradition. And like I said, most of the writing on this bottle is written in non-English, whether it's Swedish or Spanish or whatever it's written in. But I can read underneath the label. It says OppiGards Thurbo Stout, and Turbo is spelled Thurbo, Stout. And it's 8.7% volume alcohol. I don't see any kind of dating on this, and I was under the impression that they dated everything over there. But of course, being an 8.7 stout, it's going to keep for quite a while. So I'm just blown away that he took the time and effort and the money to send me these 6 beers all the way from Sweden across the big pond. And then he goes into the next version, which is their winter warmer. He doesn't tell me a lot about the turbo version here. He's got a little bit more on the winter warmer, which I still have in the fridge, and we're going to get to that. But he doesn't tell me a lot about this turbo stout. So, oh well. I'm very surprised that we even have stuff like this listed on Beer Advocate, Rate Beer, and Untappd, but they do. So evidently there's a lot of people over there that are posting comments and reviews about these guys' beers. So let's get on with this and see what we end up with. There is no commercial description listed here on Rate Beer, which I usually is where I go to for the commercial descriptions, and over to Beer Advocate they don't have one either. And Untapped has it at 8.7%, which is correct, and they have it listed at 60 IBUs. So, this is an Imperial Stout here, guys. So, the food pairings for an Imperial Stout is going to be, and I apologize because I did not bring that up like a dumbass. So, let me bring that up. OppiGards. And while I'm doing that, I will go ahead and get the cap off of this thing. And they have it listed right there. Let me grab the opener and have the picture of the right bottle. Imagine that. And they're calling this on Beer Advocate an American Stout. So they've evidently brewed this. And it has a very nice colorful green cap on it, which I do want to save. Darlana, or Dalarna, however that's pronounced. And I'm sure I'm butchering up a lot of this language here, guys. So let me get this into the glass. And I will tell you, the cuisine is barbecue, cheese is buttered brie, good Havarti, Swiss, earthy cheeses, Camembert, Fontina, and it goes well for your chocolate dishes, being a stout, and the meat is beef, shellfish, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware is a Pinebacker 9 tumbler mug, Stein Sadell. I'm using my favorite snifter, and it says here not recommended for extended cellarings. I don't think they're at 8.7%. I don't think it's brewed with coffee, I'm not sure. But why you could not sell this beer for a little while. I poured it pretty close down the center. Didn't get hardly any head. Didn't get a big hiss when I popped the cap on it. I really enjoy doing beers from that part of the world. The water is different. The brewing practices are different. They're not into this big, bold, up-in-your-face everything like the American brewers is. Want to be bigger, want to be badder, want to be top the next guy. I mean, and that's the way it is here in America. They want to brew something that's either off the chain or bigger, bolder, badder than everybody else is brewing if they're trying to get into that niche. Into the light there, guys, there is none. It is pitch black. And like I said, didn't pour hardly any head. Let's get the nose to it. Big roasted malt notes. Maybe some slight hints of some bittersweet chocolate. A little bit of coffee notes in there. I'm getting that. And I don't think they brewed it with coffee. I may be mistaken. Like I said, I don't know what the dating is on this and how that works over there. I thought everything over there had to have some kind of date on it. Unless it was for export, and this was not. He purchased this over and sent it to me. And I was also blown away by that because the box that come here that the post office delivered had 6 bottles of beer written on the label on the front of the box. When you have to ship it overseas or do international shipping, you have to list the contents. I'm actually surprised that the post office actually delivered that because they're not supposed to deliver alcohol. Wonderful aroma. The roasted malt and the hints of coffee are outstanding. Wonderful aroma. Wonderful, wonderful aroma. Let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Hendrik. Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I do appreciate it, sir. Excellent. The roasted malt is perfect on this beer. Hints of bittersweet chocolate. Roasted malt. Slight hints of some coffee and licorice in there. Has a very nice sweetness, like it's had lactose in it. It doesn't mention that. Very easy drinking for an 8.7%. The alcohol is super well hidden. Excellent taste. Wow. A lot of European style beers brew a lot of beers with the European hops, of course. That's what's available over there. The Saaz, the Goldings, the Tetanang, and a lot of those beers are brewed with those style hops that grow over there. And they're kind of earthy, herbal, floral hops, not your big up-in-your-face American-style hops. And of course, with this style of beer, you don't need to have that kind of hop, that big up-in-your-face hop. You want something that's balanced, and it's not supposed to be super hoppy for this style of beer. Well done. Excellent job. And a lot of the beers that are brewed over there, their porters and their stouts, are lower ABV beers. This may be one of the, not the biggest, but probably one of the biggest, because I've had some that's been shipped to me from either Amsterdam or the Netherlands. A friend of mine sent me about 3 or 4 years ago that were the De Molen beers that were fairly big beers. But a lot of their beers are smaller beers, something you could drink and continue on doing what you're doing. If you want to have one for lunch and go back to what you're doing, it's not going to make you inebriated because it's 4, 5, 6%. But this one is a little bit bigger at 8.7%, and it is excellently well done. Wonderful aroma. This is a great beer. This is an awesome beer. And I can see why Hendrick said these guys don't make a bad beer. And I think he sent me, I think the Winter Warmer is another one from these guys in there, but it's a lower ABV beer. Wow. Impressive. Very impressive. Well, let me step out on the deck and fire up my cigar to go with this and let her have a taste 2 or 3 and see where this one ends up. I'm very impressed with this. Excellent job. Alright guys, I'm back. Got this to the left here. This is an awesomely well-made beer. And I think these guys over there in the European market or venue, looks like a 12-ounce bottle, but usually these are like 11.2. And it says 33 CL on here, so I don't know what that means as far as how many fluid ounces is in the beer. And as far as a date on it, underneath here at the bottom it says best before, it says Bass 4, which is best before. And it's got a little January through December and the year codes on the bottom of it. And it's got a notch on October of 18, so they want you to have it by October of 2018. So we're well within that. This is just February of 2017, so I'm pretty damn sure this is a pretty fresh bottle of this. I wasn't aware they were doing the best before dates over there. That's worldwide, guys. I mean, no matter where you go in the world there, they've gone to this best before dates instead of bottled on dates. So it's just not just an American problem we have over here. They have the same problem over there, and these best before dates, which suck. Tell me when it was put in the bottle. Let me decide when I want to drink it or when I want to have it by. So, Hendrick, thanks again, my brother. This is a very, very tasty beer. And I don't know how much bourbon they brew over there, if they do at all. The only way this could be better is to put it in some kind of barrel aging, bourbon barrel, or whiskey barrel, or something like that. But it is still freaking awesome, guys. It is. It is very tasty. I'm very impressed with this. Hendrick, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. Guys, this is very, very tasty. I am getting strong roasted malt, slight hint of some coffee in this beer. A little bit of caramel toffee, hints of licorice, maybe a little bit of dark fruit. Alcohol is super well hidden for this beer. And I will tell you this, when you go into your beer store, not just your grocery store or whatever, when you go into a craft beer store, some of them mainly specialize in craft beer, and they have an import section. A lot of those beers are brewed for the American venue or whatever, wherever they're sent into, whether it's South America, North America, wherever. And they brew special batches to be exported. This is not one of those. This is what they are drinking over in Sweden. This is the exact same beer. When somebody like Hendrick buys these beers and packages them and sends it to me, this is what they're drinking. They've not brewed a special batch or a special release to go to the North American market or the South American market or whatever. This is what these guys are drinking over there. So I will tell you that. A lot of times you go in and you'll see some imported beers, and Not always, but sometimes those beers that are imported from other countries will be brewed for the American market, or whatever, the South American market, North American market, wherever it's being sent to. And they're imported by special importers, and those batches a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times are brewed for that market. And when you have somebody like Henrik buy the beers there that they are drinking and package them up and send them to me, you're getting what they are drinking there, which you don't always do when you buy an imported beer here in the States. So just want to give you that little bit of information. I think this beer is awesome. I do. I'm so thrilled when somebody like Henrik does this. And like I said, the shipping to get these 6 beers from Sweden over here was astronomical. No doubt in my mind. Let's do the final chug on this one. Ah, yeah. Awesome. Awesome beer, guys. This is most definitely an A beer. Not only because he sent it to me, but because of the taste and the alcohol is so well hidden. An exceptionally well made beer, and like he said, he has not had a bad beer from these guys, and I understand why. And I've got one more from these guys, the Winter Warmer that he sent me from these guys at this brewery here. And I know it's going to be tasty. I don't think it's quite as big of ABV as this one. And it's called a Winter Warmer, but I think it's only like 5. It's less than 6%, I think. And we're going to get to that pretty quick too, because I want to drink some stuff that he sent me. I'm going to drink them fresh and see where they end up. I don't want to sell or anything like this, or put it off or push it back where it's going to be in the refrigerator or the closet. Everything that he sent me is in the refrigerator, and I'm going to do them very timely within the next week or so. So, to me, guys, 9 out of 10. This is very, very tasty. Numeric rating on this, guys, would probably be a 97. That's where I would put this. Very tasty beer. And the guys over there in Sweden that are drinking this beer, that are into the darker beers, the stout lovers, and the imperial dark beers, very, very tasty. I would buy this beer, guys. I would buy this beer. Over to Beer Advocate, they have no score. Imagine that. They do have it listed, but there's no score. There's not been 10 people that, and I don't even know, if they actually do an export version of this beer. So I would think they do if Beer Advocate rate beer, but never know. There's probably people over there in Sweden that are members of Beer Advocate or post comments and reviews on those sites. So I have not seen this here, but I don't go into the import section very often because those beers are very pricey. But like I said, this is an awesome beer. And like I said, if I was over in Sweden, I would be buying this beer for sure. It's a very tasty beer, very well done. All right, next over, we'll go over to Rate Beer. They have it at 95 overall. Very nice numbers from those guys over there at Rate Beer, and I would agree, it is definitely an A beer, guys. And our final check-in, we'll run over to Untappd. They have it at 3.71, which is in their B plus A minus rating. I think it's a little better than that. I do. Not just because I didn't buy it and he sent it to me. I think it's a well-made beer. The alcohol is super well hidden. I can't taste the alcohol for it now. Almost a 9%, 8.7%. Very well done. Very, very well done. So that's where we're at on this one. If you've had this one, probably not a lot of guys that's watching me, unless you're over there in Sweden, have had this beer. They're Thurbo Stout, Thurbo, not Turbo, Stout from OppiGards or OppiGards. I think that's what he said that should be pronounced. Let me know what you think, guys. I enjoyed this. Very tasty. Thanks again, Henrik. I do appreciate it, sir. Come on back tomorrow. Let's take something out of the fridge. See you then.